Acharya ji Pranam. This is a question regarding Rumi's poems. Whenever I read a Rumi poem, so many thoughts come to my mind, and then I reach a point from where I understand the poem. But when it comes to writing and reflecting in groups and talking to others, I limit my words. I want to write more because I have it in me to write more, but words don't arise. Acharya, sometimes I feel that I have understood, but expressing it is difficult. Rumi's poems take me to a place where expression is not there. Is my reading right? Or is my mind playing another game to give me an illusion of understanding? Gitika, you are trying for a particular kind of understanding, and you are trying to give that understanding a particular expression. You want to have a knowledge of your understanding, and you want to express that knowledge, and you want to express that knowledge in a way of your choice, in front of people of your choice, in contexts of your choice. In other words, you don't want to express, you want to limit the expression. Please see. When you say that you want to express understanding in a particular group, in front of certain people, in a certain context, at a certain time, then aren't you saying that you want to limit the expression of the understanding? Now here is some bad news and some good news. Understanding can't be expressed in a specific context. That's bad news. If you are someone who is desirous of expression. And the good news is that you cannot prevent the understanding from expressing itself in a holistic way. Neither can you force it to express itself in a context of your choice, nor can you prevent it from expressing itself, manifesting itself, speaking out in a manner of its own, when and where it pleases. The root is there. The tree is there. Now, two things are equally difficult. If you demand that a leaf or a bud, a flower or a fruit sprouts forth, comes up, blossoms at a time and place of your choice, it is incredibly difficult to happen. You will put your finger upon one place on a twig, and then you will randomly desire. You will say, this is where I want a fruit. The fruit is not going to appear there. As a matter of pure chance, if you are greatly lucky, the fruit may spontaneously appear there, but that would not have been because you desired or asked or prayed. Even if you had not desired, the fruit would have come up at exactly that same place. Your desire has not been answered. And at the same time, if you desire that trees and buds and stuff of all kind should not appear all over the tree, even then your desire is going to go unanswered. If the root is there, the tree will blossom, and it will blossom holistically. From here, from there, in all directions, very widely. Please get my emphasis again. Many a times people complain that it is very difficult to express the truth. You are saying something similar here. You are saying it becomes difficult to come forth verbally with your understanding. Remember this thing about the truth. First of all, the truth is free, and secondly, the truth is complete. Since it is complete, so when it appears completely. You cannot have a partial expression of truth in a part of your life. See, Geetika, what do you want? What are you asking for here? You are saying, you read Rumi's poems and you say you understood. And now you are saying you want to express the understanding in front of certain people at a certain time. That is in a limited context. Are you complaining here that the understanding is not expressing itself all over your life? No, that's not your intention at all. Your intention is not that Rumi's heart should become the totality of your life. You are not desiring that each and everything that you do must arise from that understanding. You want something little, and the truth has nothing to do with little. It is complete, and complete means big, total, whole, immense. You want something very little. You are saying, now that I have known Rumi, I should be able to express what I have known. No. If you have known Rumi then your entire life will be an expression of what you have really known. Either your entire life will be an expression of what you have known, or no part of it. Either everything or nothing. It's binary. But we don't want that our entire life should slip out of our hands. We don't want to lose control. We want to let the majority of our life, the big portion of our life, we want to let it run as per our tendencies and patterns and whatnot. But when it comes to drawing room discussions and seminars and lectures, we want to be able to greatly express the truth. And it is in those moments that we feel that the truth betrays us. The truth is not betraying you. The truth is saying, either I will capture, dominate, envelop, possess the entirety of your life, or you will find me nowhere. Truth has no specific expression, and truth expresses itself in myriad ways. You are looking for a specific expression. You are saying, when I am speaking to my friends, in those moments I should be able to express the truth. That can happen provided in every moment of your life you are expressing the truth. If the truth is everywhere, only then it will be somewhere. But you do not want the truth to be everywhere in your life. You want it only to be somewhere, and then you are defeated and frustrated. We said truth is total and free. It is so free that you cannot impose your wish on it. And it is total, so when it expresses itself, it expresses in totality, never in a partial way. See, what do you want? Look at it practically. What you want is that when you are in front of 5 people, then the untouched, pristine, uncorrupted, purest truth should flow out from your mouth as words. And the moment those 5 people are gone, then you are no more eager to express the same truth in your life, in your breath. So you want to be a spokesperson of the truth, but only for 1 hour in the day when you are addressing a gathering. Once the gathering is gone, you want to bid farewell to the truth as well. Then you want to be the same old Geetika. This same old Geetika is not a mouthpiece of truth, is she? But she is greatly interested in acting as the mouthpiece of truth on certain occasions, in certain contexts. That cannot happen. The truth is free. The truth will not oblige you. If you really want to express the truth, then the expression, please remember, will have to be total, which means that you will have to express the truth and keep expressing the truth 24 hours,
wherever you are. And then you won't bother about specific expressions, because now every specific expression is an expression of truth. You bother about specific expressions because you know that the rest of your expressions are yours, not really of the truth. Why do you complain that your words are unable to capture the truth? Forget words. Your life should be able to manifest the truth. Do you have only one way of expressing the truth? Words? What about the way your eye blinks? Is that not a way to express the truth? What about your breath? Is that not a way to express the truth? What about your countenance? Is that not a sketch of the truth? Your voice, your tone, your silence, your touch, are they not an expression of the truth? Your being, your not being, why must they not belong to the truth? Your hands, your legs, your mind, your body, why must they not be a perpetual expression of the truth? Why do you want to express the truth only in specific ways, at specific places, at specific times? Why not always, everywhere, continuously? Why don't you just be sold out? Why do you want to give yourself only periodically on rent? Why? Most of us at maximum rent ourselves out. We keep the rights intact with us. We may at times surrender, but we never surrender our right to not to surrender. So Gitika, when everything about you will be an expression of the root, an expression of truth, then you will find that effortlessly the truth shows up in your words as well. And remember, then your words will not be talking of the truth. They will be arising from the truth. And these are two very different things. Words will find it difficult always to talk of the truth. They may try all their smartness, their cleverness, their sophistication, but they would always fall short. And the more the words will try to capture the truth, the more tensed the words will be, the more complex the expression will be. Like an intellectual who, in his bid to express the truth, writes a paragraph that runs over 2 pages. Sometimes a sentence that runs over an entire page. He is trying to achieve the impossible. He's trying to express through words that which words cannot capture. So he's using a lot of words, and words are failing him. He's trying to attain the perfect shade of colorlessness. And to get that perfect shade, he is going to all colors, mixing them in particular ways, trying this, that, all kinds of combinations. But no combination of colors can give you colorlessness. But if you are determined, mindist, then you will try and fail, and often conceal your failure. Belongs so completely to the truth that you are left with no need for words. Even if you drink water, that becomes an expression of the truth. You look at a bird, you look at the sky, you look at the road, and that is an expression of the truth. What do you need words for? You are already expressing. The ego loves words because words help dominate. Expression does not really need words. Ego needs words. Are you bothered about expression? Or domination? Expression happens in all ways. The bark is as much an expression of the root as is the flower. But if you are someone who is interested in attracting others, you will talk only about the flower. If you are continuously saying that the root must express itself as the flower, then expression is not your concern. Your concern is sensual beauty. Your concern is your ability to attract and dominate others. Even if the root is not expressing itself as the flower, isn't the root expressing itself as the bark, as the trunk, as the twig? Expressions are always there, but specific expressions as demanded by the ego will not be supplied. The truth is so free, it has no business catering to your silly requests. Demands rather. If I am speaking, you will say this probably is an expression of truth. Why is your listening not an equal expression of the truth? Please. But you see, speaking appeals to us, attracts us, because there is so much of apparent doership in speaking. a video can be made and put up, and the speaker's name can be ascribed to the video. It can be said that Prashant spoke those words. Now, if Prashant is very keen on having just speaking, having just these words as an expression of truth, is he interested in truth or in himself? Truth expresses itself even in silence, even in listening. And one cannot speak the entire day. If I express truth only when I am in front of the camera, do you want to allege that at other times I am being untruthful? No. Even when you sleep, your dreams must express the truth. The ego says, but if listening and silence are expressions of truth, how do I get credit for them? The speaker gets credit for his words. The speaker gets recognized as a vehicle of truth. The listener never gets recognized as someone expressing the truth. Let that be the folly of those who give names. Why are you bothered? And if you are bothered, are you in truth? When you are listening in truth, can you be bothered about whether or not your expression will be recognized by others? The speaker is lost in speaking. The listener is lost in listening. None of them can be bothered. Or can they be? If the speaker does not have love for getting lost, then all the time he will be bothered only about the appreciation he gets. He cannot get lost then. He will need to remain present, to check this and that, to ensure this and that. He will have to keep an eye over a lot of things. He will have to keep an eye over the equipment, over the audience. He will even have to keep an eye over himself. Get lost, Gitika, just get lost. And then everything is an expression of truth. Words are so little and so silly. Every breath will then be an expression of truth. Just get lost. You know, words arising from truth. They don't talk of their truth, of their master, but they carry the grace of their master. They carry something of the source they have come from. They do not talk of their source. They can talk of any humdrum affair. You might be talking of a cup of tea. You might be talking of politics or economics, not necessarily something spiritual. You might be talking of clothes and gadgets and cars. But if you are talking from the truth, your words are exquisite, very ordinary, yet exquisite. And these words, remember, are not talking of the truth. They are talking of gadgets and cars and politics and economics and this and that. They do not want to have the truth as their subject. But coming from the truth, they have a certain directness, a certain factfulness, a certain crispness, a certain brightness. Then it doesn't matter what you are saying. The words point towards the one who is saying. The listener gets jolted a little. He says, I cannot figure out, but there is something different here. This fellow is talking of very ordinary things. He is talking about the sunset, the sea, the sands. He is not even uttering that three-letter word starting with G. And yet there is something godly that I sense when he says sand. He said sand. I heard God. Are my ears betraying me? I'll recheck. Sir, what did you just say? He says, the sand is fine. As fine as it always has been. And he has said nothing special, very ordinary. He has just said the sand is fine. And the listener just can't figure out. The listener says, either this fellow is a saint or probably a swindler. What he is saying is not what I hear. In fact, he is not saying what he appears to be saying. Whatever he says, he is saying something else. And whatever he says, he is saying just one thing. He is saying so many things. He is talking of the infinite particles of sands in the universe. He is talking of this one and he is talking of that one. And there are innumerable particles to talk about. He is talking about so many of them, each one of them. But it doesn't matter what he is talking about. It appears somehow that he is talking of just one thing. So let's change the topic. We'll not talk of the stars. And now he's talking of this star and that star. The suns, the moons, the planets, the constellations. But it doesn't matter what he is talking of. Why do I get a haunting feeling that he is talking of just one thing? It doesn't matter what he talks of. He talks of just one thing, probably because he is talking from just one place. He may talk about the latest Friday release, and he's talking about the direction and the cinematography and the editing and the box office collections. Or he may talk of the latest scientific achievement. He may talk of what's the recent in neuroscience. That whether he is talking of neuroscience or of movies, isn't he always saying just one thing? That's how the truth expresses itself. The man of truth does not necessarily keep talking of the truth. He may talk of everything under and beyond the sun. Whatever he talks of, he is talking from the sacred place. Please understand this. It is important to talk from the sacred place, not of the sacred place. You cannot describe the sacred place because you are not there. When you are there, you are not. How will you return to describe it? Very difficult. Very, very difficult. What misleads us is that we take Rumi to be his poems. We do not look at the life of Rumi. We think Rumi expressed himself through his verses. Wrong, totally wrong. His verses are a very minor expression of who he was, rather, who he continues to be. But we have no access to his life. We only have access to his words. So we think that words are the sole and the most powerful medium of expression. No, Gitika, we are mistaken. We are badly mistaken. There have been hundreds of Rumis who didn't write. And these words that you read from Rumi do no justice to Rumi. Also, these words couldn't have come had Rumi not lived the life he did. Because Rumi lived the way he did, so he could speak the way he did. You want to speak like Rumi, but are you living like Rumi? Rumi left all his scholarship, all his prestige, to be with the truth. He was denounced. Bad-mouthed. Even assaulted. You know the kind of libellous accusations that were raised against him and his teacher. Oh, that reminds us. Someone paid with his life. That's the kind of life one lives. And then one speaks the way Rumi did. I'm asking you, Gitika, are you living a Rumi life? Then why do you want to complain that you are not able to express Rumi like? live the Rumi life, to express Rumi like. What do I mean by living Rumi like? Let truth possess you totally. Let each step that you take be an expression of your master. Then the truth will show itself up, if the truth so pleases, in your words as well. There is no guarantee, but the master may just show up in your words. Good if he does, his will if he doesn't. But for him to show up, you will have to just get lost.